Hello, my name is Eric. I'm your Eagle Scout at home. During this Scouting at Home video series, we are going to be teaching you techniques and skills that scouts of all ages can work on at their homes. It's very important to know that both Cub Scouts and Scouts BSA members can work on these skills and refine them. Do it with a buddy, do it with a parent or a guardian. Also, get your friends to join in on the fun. Send them this link to the Facebook or YouTube video, and they too can learn along with these Scout skills. Also, if you're watching this video and you're not already a part of the Scouting movement here at LaSalle Council, go to beascout.org and you can find a local Scout pack or troop to join. In this video, I'll be showing you guys how to set up a small tent. It's been a while since I've been out camping, and it may have been a while for you guys as well. Now, before we set up the tent, I want to let you guys know that we encourage all Scout packs and Scout troops to do some virtual camping. That's where you film yourself in your tent, camping out, setting it up, maybe eating some trail food, and then you can share that with Two Deep leadership to follow safety guidelines with the rest of your pack or troop. If you have a Facebook group or some other social forum to communicate in with the safety and supervision of your parents, we definitely encourage that. That's a really great way to stay connected to the outdoors and to each other. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. The first thing that you want to do when setting up your tent doesn't even have to deal with setting it up at all. It's choosing your campsite. Now, I'm going to be honest, this area that I'm standing in right now is not the best campsite. And I'm going to point out a few reasons why, because I'm not actually staying here overnight, but I wanted to set up my tent with a pretty background to show you. But this is a bad area because, as you might be able to see on the sides, is that I'm in a valley. So what happens if it rains? Well, the downpour is going to come at me from both sides, and I'm going to get soaked if it does rain. Another reason why this is not the best campground for me is that the ground, it's somewhat stable, and it's definitely flat, which is good, because you don't want to be rolling around on rocks all night. But the ground's really soft, and you want something a little more stable, a little bit more concrete when you're going outside and you're camping. So without further ado, I'm going to show you guys how to set up this tent. Now, this is a small tent. It's basically meant for one person, at least of my size. It's 6 feet by 5 feet, which means it's pretty small, and it might be smaller than what you are used to using at summer camp or some of your other camping activities. So what I'm doing first is I'm spreading it out, and then we can start putting our poles through the tent and making it look proper. And one of the first things that we got to do is put these poles together. Now, a lot of tents come this way where they're connected by a bungee cord inside the poles, and it's relatively easy to put these together. And just make sure you don't poke anybody's eye out, and you should be in the clear. And there we are. As you might be able to tell, these two poles that I just put together are the same length. So it doesn't matter which pole goes in which corner. Now, all tents are different, so in some other variations, it might matter. So, first things first, I'm going to slide this pole through. Word of the wise, putting up a tent is usually more efficient, if not sometimes frustrating, with a second person. Again, another reason why, practically, the buddy system is so important. It's also important to mention that sometimes the bungee part can come undone while you're sliding it through, so you want to try to be delicate with it, and then if it does come undone, try to slide it out and bunch up the two part that you're sliding the pole through, and then reattach it. And then usually there's some kind of corner socket that which you can slide both ends of the pole into to make a dome frame for your tent. Now obviously before we do the other side, it's not going to look like a tent quite yet. I know it looks a little gangly right now, but we are almost there. So, without further ado, let's finish setting up the skeleton of this small tent. All right, look at that. So, the basic structure of our tent is now complete. As you can see, it's pretty light, so I can just move it around with ease. So, this is generally what your basic small personal dome tent should look like. You have the two poles overlapping each other here, and they are stuck in their four corner slots as well. Now there's a couple other parts to many tents, including a rain fly, so that can protect you from, of course, the rain that goes atop over here. Now for this tent, it's actually connected right to it already for me, very convenient. So I'm going to bring the hooks around and then attach that to the front. And voila, I'm ready to go to bed. Good night, folks. Oh. Thank you for watching this video in the Scouting at Home video series. I've been Eagle Scout Eric, and I want to thank you personally for watching this and also following along with me and doing these skills at your home. We're all doing our part in being courteous to the world and stopping the spread of the coronavirus. But I also wanted to ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel in the meantime. I'll be back here in a couple days with yet another Scout skill for us all to work on. But if you subscribe to that YouTube channel, you'll be instantly notified when the next video goes up. Also, if you're on Facebook, please share this video around to your volunteers, to your friends. Sharing this video helps promote Scouting in LaSalle Council and keeps us strong during this pandemic. Also, if you are watching with a parent or a guardian, we ask that if you are able and willing to make a Friends of Scouting donation to LaSalle Council. Donations can be collected on the homepage at lasallecouncilbsa.org. We thank you all so much for your time and your support, and this is Eagle Scout Eric, and I'll see you in the next video.